Hello, I'm Matt Hexamer, Global Studio Director for Brookfield Sustainability Institute at George Brown College. Today I'm here to talk to you about partnerships, and not just partnerships because everyone in this room already has their approach to building partners, but the connections, those early connections and how to make them flourish into broader partnerships. The Brookfield Sustainability Institute is a multidisciplinary design strategy hub. Essentially, we use research and insights to create new products, systems, and services for the age of sustainability. We are the connectors of innovation. So a big part of what we do is actually creating the conditions for innovation to flourish, not necessarily taking it right to the finish line. And probably the most important part of our approach is laddering up to GBC's 2026 strategy. You can see right here, we have a top-down approach in terms of making one of our corporate strategies actually creating partnerships. So as soon as this happens, all of a sudden, the tissues are much more connected, and it tends to be more of a trickle-down effect throughout the whole organization. So very important to establishing partnerships. But as we all know, we just saw some great presentations on hydrogen and nuclear. Creating innovation in these spaces is really, really difficult. Pair that with some of the wicked challenges that we have around the globe in terms of urban innovation, developing clean energy, mobility, and health, wellness, and food security. We need all hands on deck, including great partners and networks of academics and subject matter experts to find solutions in these spaces. So this framework is really our guiding tool. In terms of understanding it, these two diamonds in the middle, this is essentially the process of creation, from research to strategy, and then the diamonds truncate and turn into design and delivery. We have orientation on the left-hand side, where we're framing the challenge and understanding what challenge we're actually solving. And then on the far right, we have the impact of our solution. The four quadrants around this map are what make it truly different. The top one being facilitation, and that's really those early connections I was talking about that create the environment for partnerships. That's where it happens. And ultimately, it's flanked with leadership skills. So creating the conditions and skills for this type of relationship to thrive. And at the center of that diagram, this is what it looks like. This is a facilitation session where essentially we're bringing new research to the table, we're sharing it with potential partners, with subject matter experts, with industry leaders, students of multiple disciplines across multiple institutions, universities, and colleges. And we're compressing what could be a multi-month process into a 3 to 4 day process where we go from research dissemination to idea and application. And we have 3 modes in which we service facilitation. Charrettes, which are multi-day, community engagement sessions, which tend to be several hours, and design thinking workshops, which tend to be a suite of 3 to 4 half-day sessions. So a couple cases just to show how these connections and facilitation practices take hold in the industry. The first example here is with Armel Corp. They're essentially a developer, primarily coming from a real estate background, but they want to move more into creating neighborhoods and developing homes and constructing homes. So they decided to work with us through a series of design thinking workshops to help change their practices from buying land and looking at only the business case and start to understand how can we make affordable housing that's also positive for the environment. Really difficult challenge. Woodgreen, kind of in the same realm, but they're actually trying to understand how can they get more shovels in the ground to create and build this affordable housing. As we know, in cities like Toronto, there are 20,000 people that are not able to find a home, and 7,000 of them are hard to home or people with accessibility and health issues. So here we had a community engagement session where we brought together government, public, private, builders, material suppliers, land developers, basically everyone you could imagine that has had a hand in creating some type of a community or building in a city, all at the same table, discussing all the challenges together. And it's truly magical to watch because you see how much people who you tend to think might be competing in interest, when they're all sitting shoulder to shoulder, they tend to want to be solutions-based and partner. And then the final one is a partnership that we just finished our initial launch with, Ontario Tech University, and this was a product and service innovation partnership that we used multi-day charrettes to take new research on not micro reactors but nanoreactors and try and find new applications for it in the world and understand how small could we go with nuclear. And this image here in the bottom left is really important. This was right in the middle of one of our key sessions of strategy. We have a student, a design strategy student, right at the center of the room there, Timoteo. She's leading the charge, sharing her strategy. And to her right, there are 3 industry design studio representatives. We have the customer, or our partner from Ontario Tech, physicists sitting in the center, absorbing it all. And we have students from marketing, business, industrial design, and UX from multiple schools sitting around them. Truly an amazing moment. But it's not only about getting together in these events and creating these amazing, environment for ideation and connection. You have to have complementary skills. So this image here, our customer here, Ontario Tech, they had the technology and the subject matter expertise. We brought the strategy chops, design, value prop statements. We connected that technology to an underserviced market, and we defined who the customer potentially could be. So that was a real dovetail fit that made this a truly special partnership. And I've got 1 minute left, so I'm going to share very quickly what the outcome was. You can see here in the lower left, we presented the output of this concept, which is a sub-megawatt nuclear reactor, subcritical in nature, which we think, based on our initial numbers, will be competitive to solar. We presented it at the nuclear conference in Ottawa just 2 weeks ago. And ultimately, our partnership is leading to the opportunity to find more partners. So our partner is now looking for funding partners using this work, looking for industry partners, institutional partners, commercialization partners in this very early stage of product creation. Thank you.